Let's try something new and let's go to selflanguage.org. Self is not Smalltalk, it's another language. It's inspired by Smalltalk, maybe it's a reaction to Smalltalk. Smalltalk, you're looking at object space through lots and lots of windows and browsers. Self is all about manipulating objects directly without interference. So we find ourselves here in a large space that's much larger than the window called Kansas, and you can use this little widget to move around in it. If you've got a more up-to-date Mac with the cool finger trackpad, you can use that with 2 fingers. So this is an example here of morphic. The graphical user interface we're using or looking at is morphic, and we're composing morphs, putting one morph onto another and affixing them and dragging them around. This is where Squeak got morphic from Self. And you can see up here that in Self they've implemented Smalltalk to demonstrate that in Self you can reproduce Smalltalk, whereas in Smalltalk you cannot reproduce Self. Oh, I'm lost in Kansas. I'm going to have to find my way home. There we are. So if you download this and take a look, you're going to want to go to this portion of Kansas, which is a tutorial, which is quite good, page after page, to get you started using Self in a constructive way. So it presents you with an outliner, which is what that's called, which is basically nothing. It's just a wrapper. What you do is you add a slot, which is sort of like adding a method in Smalltalk. We'll say dollars equals 100. Then we accept that. Then we can evaluate and send the message dollars to this object, and it returns 100. Now if you click on the little tab there, you'll see something really interesting. It's going to show you prototypal inheritance. Now JavaScript got dynamic objects and prototypal inheritance from Self, and it's probably pretty safe to say that prototypal inheritance is widely misunderstood, but you're looking at the real thing right here. How you implement this soundly in JavaScript, I'm not really sure. JavaScript, I don't know, it seems to be a mix of a variety of things. But this is where it came from. So let's add a slot. We'll say parent asterisk equals traits clonable. See, in Self you don't instantiate, you clone. You have one object and you just keep cloning versions of it. So we send the message copy and we get a clone of the object, which is a fundamental principle of Self. Now let's have an object which has dollars, pesos, and yen. And this, I think, demonstrates most clearly the difference between Self and Smalltalk. We just picked up the dollars method, or the dollars slot, and moved it away, and it sort of ends up in its own object. Then we copy the yen method and put it into another object. It's as though your unit of construction in Self is not the class, but the method.